Hello guys and welcome back, and we're continuing to look at Zoowhiz demo, and today we will be looking at the reports, how to generate reports. And it's that task that if you do it manually, it is very painful. Now, we've been able to create class, we've been able to assign, and so on and so forth. But for today, we'll be looking at how to create a class. Okay. Now, the classes we have done, the students, of course, are new. They haven't done much work, so it's very difficult for us to demonstrate how to generate those reports. So we will log out and use a special login, the one that we use with a bit of data, so it's easy for us to demonstrate that. And I'll just change the password for you there, and that's the one there. So it's a sample login that we have. So this one, we are going to be looking at how to do the reports, and to do the reports, and also to provide an analysis of how a child is going. So as a teacher, as you know, some of the things that are very difficult there for us is to know the gaps, where the child is struggling and why the child is struggling. Those are some of the things that are very difficult as you as a teacher to do that, particularly when you're dealing with high student ratio, but also the cumbersomeness of doing the reports and the like. But this system helps you to do that. All right. So again, the menu, if you forget, everything is there. All right. But for now, we'll go straight up to the reports. Okay. We'll do the reports. Thinking about it. All right, good. So as it is loading, you can see there that you've got different types of reports you can do. You've got progress report, strengths and weaknesses. This gives you where the gaps and where you need to concentrate. You've got the individual summary, then you've got the adaptive summary. So that is, and then when you change that, you will be able to see that you can go more specific to a particular class that you're looking at and the like. So that is something that you can do. And this for students, and over here there are different curriculum. For Zambia, we are using for now, until we have a green light from CDC, we are using the British curriculum. So the different curriculums are syllabi, I think that's the right term, that can be used. And then over here, you set the time. So we'll customize that because we're looking for data. So we're sort of gonna go as far back as 2014, somewhere here, 2014. So we can custom. So when you do that, just make sure that you click custom. Okay, so that comes up, and then we're gonna do load. So we're gonna load, and there we have it. So we're gonna load that, and so straight up what this does is it gives you all the students, and just looking at that, you can see that this child is sitting at 100%. Brilliant. But guess what, they only did one question. So just from there, so it's a quick overview in terms of seeing where the child is at. And then if you go to the strengths and weaknesses, you see that it is a very detailed one. So that brings up every child, which looks a little bit cumbersome there. So you can literally print that and the like, so that we are able to see a bit more detailed one. If I continue doing that for now, and so it's all, as you can see from here, just the first one here, you can see exactly what's going on. So it gives you the strengths as far as the child is concerned, and then that. And then you've got the individual summary. That's for Alex, so it goes into that and the like. So let's select one child. Eva seems to have done a lot of work, and gives that information that is helpful. So we've selected Eva, one of the students, and we are basing it on the adaptive system, and that's selected, and so let's load. So here we have it. So from this we are able to see the work that Eva has done. And just looking on the side here, you can see the smiles, not so great smile, the sad faces, and so on. So just pictorially, you can see that where the child is doing very well and the work that they have done. So it just gives you that summary, individual summary for this particular child. And let's look at the progress. What's going to happen? So this is just an overall performance, and you can actually see this child has done 500 activities, and you can see there that they are all there, and you can drill down and see what questions they got wrong and the like. So all that is readily available. But one interesting thing, particularly understanding where the educational gaps are concerned, you want to look at the strengths and weaknesses. So overall, when you look at this particular child, she's sitting at 78%, which is quite impressive from the mark point of view. But then we need to sort of understand where this child is sitting. What are others' weaknesses and strengths, and the system can do that for us. So let's drill down. So you can see straight up here that when it comes to mathematics, which we are examining there, Eva is doing very well in measurements. And when you place that, it actually gives you what measurements and and all that. Having answered 24 questions based on, you see how that is coming up. So you've got grade 6 to 7, and that's to do with measurements. You can see that doing very well, and space geometry is doing very, very well. But then when we move to the other side, we can see that this child has got a few weaknesses where they need to focus on, and they only got 25% there. The overall percentage is really good, but then they've got some issues there. So that gives you the weaknesses. So as a teacher, then you know that you don't focus on that area. There are other areas that you need to focus on. So that is straight up something that you can do. And then from here, you actually can print that, and that can go straight to your printer. Then the other thing that we've got here is the individual summary. So again, there's a summary. So that again gives you a breakdown of everything that this child has done. And so depending on what you're trying to do based on this, you can set and look at that. And then you also got the adaptive summary. Now, the adaptive summary is one of the things that really, really excites me about this system. Many things do, but from here, one of the things that we do, the system does, is that we have what we call adaptive learning system. So the system looks the system looks at where the child is at, and so the child is aged 6 years old. The system, like in this particular case, the child at the age of 7, the child most likely aged 6. From here, you can see the system began to give the child those aspects based on their age, and then begin to walk them going up and up and up. Okay, but the system, if the child is struggling, the system will go down and down and down. So that is something that is we look at there. Okay, so let's we can actually see that. Okay, so Eva again started from there, making the way up, which is really good. And then mathematics, let's see. And this is an interesting one. So you can see this child is making the way up and up and up. All these can be printed, saved, and that can be saved. And you can do that. and open. And this can be in your report. You can just get that and you can paste it and do some cool things with it. Okay, so we can close that. That is what we've got there. And let's see. Yeah. So we've looked at the following. We've looked at the progress report, the strengths, the individual summary, and adaptive summary. All that all that as a teacher you can generate that. Okay, the last thing that we'd like to look at here is to do with the advanced statistics. Advanced statistics. Now these are very, very good. This is again, as it's saying, as the name goes, it's advanced systems. So you can see from here that there is a comparison that is making here. So you're actually looking at the overall Australia and the state and the adaptive where the children are sitting and the ages. So you've got the overview there, and then you've got the timeline. So it actually goes through the timeline and it shows you how they are going. Now, if you're not clear on what this is showing, you've got help at hand, and it will explain to you what all that is about. And you can look at that in your own spare time. And it's got different forms of graphs that can be used. And then you have the content selection report, which can be done looking at so in that particular case, then you can look at if you gave a test to or an assignment and you want to get an overall thing, you can actually generate a report from here. That's what that is about. Okay. So you can generate a report, and let's see, select content for other classes. We don't want that, so this is we need. Print that. Homework, Eva practice. So that report can be generated. Select. Okay, I think we'll just leave that one there. So that is how the reports are done. So we've looked at the reports. You go under reports and you indicate the time, the start and the end date. So if you're looking at the term, you just set the terms there and you generate how the child has gone. And then you also can look at the strengths, the weaknesses and the like. And all these tools, they go a long way to enable you as a teacher to have remedial tools at hand, to have an understanding where the child is struggling, to generate those reports that could be meant for your superiors or it can be meant for the parents. And all those things are very, very much in hand. All right, guys, and that is about it. And everything else